What is up, guys? Sorry about that. I don't know exactly what happened. The stream started and all of a sudden, boom, it just disconnected. And it's not like my internet wasn't working. My internet was working, but it just cut off. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, Basema. The first game we're going to look at is Basema Amin versus FM Michael Simpson. Oh, I have to turn this off. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I forget how annoying my fan can be. But yeah. Basem Amin versus Michael Simpson. Welcome to the stream, guys. Give me a second. I really don't know how I'll do this. The names are not showing the way they should. The other name should be showing, but it's not. Anyways, let's just keep looking at this. So we have another Sicilian e4 c5, knight f3 d6, c3. So this is like an Alapin Sicilian, right? With the knight off, your opponent would usually approach with this, takes here, and the game continues from these types of positions, right? But that's unfortunately not what is happening here. What happens here is we see the move c3, and c3 hints at d4, which is usually like the best way, I would say. I believe you can use to counter the Sicilian, right? It's the best way you can use to counter the Sicilian. Am I streaming twice? Okay. It's the best way you can use to counter the Sicilian, right? Because you get a move like d4, takes, and now white has full control over the center, right? So that's usually what you want to do against the Sicilian. So now we have knight to f6. Usually you can, if you want to defend the pawn there, you'd either play d3, which is not really, I mean, what you would want to do, I would say, or you just go queen to c2, right? You just go queen to c2, and that's about it. So he doesn't defend it. Sorry, I also forgot to mention there's also bishop here and sliding it back down, so that's all completely fine. Knight to c6, bishop to d3, e5, bishop to c2, d5, and then we get the d3. Right now d3 is much better because it doesn't really cut off your bishop as it normally would, right? So now you have just a very good position right here. Bishop to e7, castles, e takes d5, knight or queen takes d5. Which would you want to go for? Knight takes rook to e1, and then queen to c7. So this, I think, is what we call the Maroczy bind, right? Mostly the moves that follow up, maybe it's supposed to be here and here. Mostly the moves that follow up are these, right? And you have a very strong hold over the center. So the Maroczy bind is a very interesting way you can play. I was trying to learn it because it has a nice name, but it's a bit more technical than that, right? First of all is the bind you have in the center. You kind of hold certain key squares in the center, so it makes it very difficult for your opponent to push through on some of these positions, but more or less there are ways around it, right? You may want to push here, but again, this I don't think would really help you, because after takes, if you take, I can just ignore that and go pawn push. No, not here. It doesn't work here. We need to set it up a little bit more before we can actually go for the pawn push idea. So queen c7, and we have a lot more game to be played. Maybe white is going to go for this simple idea, but that allows f4, and like we've mentioned, this pawn push is actually a very dangerous thing you don't want to allow. Yes, it's because it's getting to me now. Yes, you can't play b5. There's some very interesting lines with the Maroczy, but I just don't see it often, so I can't remember so much of the ideas that go in with it. But yeah, f4 I don't think is actually a more because you have these moves, so I think it's actually b4, b5 here. B5 here is a very good consideration that you can make, right? Fauzi Ahmed, we have another Sicilian. Open Sicilian. Oh, we saw the same variation yesterday. Yeah, takes very good control over the central square. So here we see the knight is very well planted in the central squares. Moves like PP on the PP, ideas you can do. I think the point of doing this whole knight maneuver is to prevent this knight from stepping into the squares, so you kind of like hold the position, right? Again, it kind of looks similar to the Maroczy bind we're speaking about, but here it's not the same, or it doesn't work in the same way, right? We have a5, bishop to g5, bishop to e7, takes, and then he develops the bishop. This signals that f4 may be a consideration here by white, right? f4 may be a consideration here by white. Bishop, castles, b3, and I mean, you could play this, but h6 is a consideration, is something your opponent can do, and then f4. Those are kind of like the lines I'm looking at. f4 might make a difference in the position here, and then bishop to e6. I think white will be happy with the capture. So we can do this. Takes. I think here he takes, but then you have knight, and you can transfer a knight here, and you have a target on this square. So it's a consideration. Pawn push takes. Then you also have this, right? And this may force your opponent to actually play takes, which opens up the position the way you want. If you can kind of understand that. Yeah, so like I said, f4 is definitely what he's thinking about. To put the bishop here is quite telling, right? So whenever you're playing, you always have to consider, like, why did my opponent do this? And with the pawn structure like this, especially with this pawn blocked, it may not make, or it does not make good enough sense that you want to put your bishop here on d3, right? You think knight c to e3 is good. Knight c to e3. Yeah, that's true. Getting to the f5 square is also a very good idea, for sure. For sure, knight getting here is also a very good idea. The problem with this move now, though, is that it's just a quick exchange, right? But then it also does the same thing I'm speaking about, which is freeing this pawn up. So mostly what I realize that players do is that if a move is good but it can be dealt with immediately, they don't instantly jump at that opportunity, right? Like, they don't go knight e3 and then here, because like if they go knight e3, maybe bishop takes, right? So he could go for that, but this move basically makes us understand that he's going for this move. Again, it's not a good idea now. Like, going for f4 is not a good idea now, because the moment you play f4, let's just make a random move here. The moment you play f4, this guy can be like messed up. Actually, maybe this is not so good, because you can still take here, or you choose whichever poison you want. You can take here and then you have this. So yeah, it's not so good. Yeah. So he can't play f4. I was thinking that f4 couldn't be played in this exact position, but you can't play f4 in this position, and then we go off. Yeah. So it could be chess by chess. Nabiri. I'm sorry if I pronounced the name well, but it could be that after this whole move, he may push in this idea that you are speaking about. I mean, there's so much game to be played, so let's not give up hope. Let's not give up hope on a strong attack. Let's just not give up hope on a very strong attack. We are trying to go through all the games one by one, but if there is sort of a specific game you want me to take a brief look at, we will do that, because the games are a lot, guys. Like, the games are a lot, right? So we're going to be here for a while. Yesterday the games ended around like 1 p.m. my time, and it's 9 a.m. so there's a lot of chess to be played. I'll try and do it without taking a break, but let's see. I can't promise that. And we have to take a 5-minute break in like 3 hours. What's with the Sicilians? Like, look, game 1, Sicilian. Game 2, board 2, sorry, Sicilian. Board 3 is also a Sicilian. Now let me just skip to board 4 and see. Okay, now we have d4, d5. Come on. I'm getting pissed off with the Sicilians. Okay, e4, c5, knight f3, knight c6, open Sicilian. Oh, this is the... I don't say names of Sicilian. There's a name for this, I can't remember. G6, this is like a dragon now. Castles, bishop g7, rook e1. No, that's dragon off. Yeah, that's knight off. Bishop takes. Is this how it is? I was of the impression that it's this. I was always of the impression that you capture back this way and then go pawn push. I was also of the impression that's the way you play it. I think this may also be correct. Okay. E5, taking stake in the center, making it difficult for this knight to develop. Docking the bishop. So white is trying to go for active play, right? Which is also why I always felt like you would want to take the other way and kind of prevent ideas like this. But anyways, fair is fair. Bishop to g4, h3 forces the trade. I think white is happy to trade. Okay, knight to h6, g4. Oh, this is the kind of game we are going for. I mean, what prevents your opponent from castling queenside, right? Like, what prevents your opponent from castling queenside? First off, you can start with this move to slow down this idea, right? Because your queen defends it. So you can start off with that move. Then your opponent may have to play a move like what, this, maybe this, and then you can think about like hiding away, or even you can even hide away here. I don't know why you don't even need to play this. You can even just hide away your knight here and you're completely fine. And again, what stops me from castling queenside? I don't see what stops me from castling queenside. The point I'm making is that this is looking very dangerous for white. The knight is buried. If it comes to this square, yeah, I mean, unless of course his opponent plays pawn push here, the knight definitely is in a bad position. Yeah. And again, it's very, like, it's too risky to play this move just to say you want to isolate the knight, right? You're really opening things up on in your position. Please, is there something wrong with this board? What? Bro. Aha. There's something wrong with the board. Like this, it just won't make any sense. I think I know what happened. You leave the pawn on g4. Yeah, again, you are like, I understand where you are coming from, but what I'm saying is that this is very dangerous. Oh wait, there's a delay with my chat, I forgot. Yeah, so I'm saying that, yeah, you can leave the pawn here, but lifting the kimono out of your king, I think, is a very scary maneuver. And castling kingside is also very scary as well. So in view of this, do you think we're going to go for example, like bishop here and then slide the queen over, and that's actually a very quick idea you can play. Very interesting idea too. You can just play your bishop here, slide the queen over here, and the knight is on pre. That's also a very nice one. That is also a very nice square, or a very nice idea. But what can my opponent do within the two moves? So let's say I play bishop here. What if pawn push? Pawn push, we can just lock the position here, right? You just play pawn push and still the knight can't move. Play this, I just come back here. Damn. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm thinking about. I mean, I think that's why people like the Sicilian. I think it gives people a lot of chances as compared to like some openings. Okay. I mean, the games are just starting, so we have enough time to look at most of the openings. Okay. We have a sort of Catalan. E6 before pushing F6 looks nice. E6 before pushing F6. Ah. Oh. Wait. But what about takes? Okay, we've already played D3. Ah, yeah, E6. E6. Okay, I was thinking about E6 for white. Yeah. Correct. That's what I was like wondering. Yeah. Okay. Very nice. I was going to call it the Catalan, but I don't even know what to call it now. C4. Bishop. Queen moves back. Castles kingside. Rook. Most of these openings, what I realized is that you want to kind of stop E5. So I think here he's definitely just going to play takes. Yeah. I think he's definitely going to play takes. Knight takes. Pawn takes. If he still wants to keep this open. But the problem with that whole line is that you're creating what's it called? An isolated pawn for black, and if you can't play such positions, you are really going to hurt yourself. So if you can imagine the position, I'm thinking to prevent E5, you want to play this now. Actually, it doesn't prevent E5. E5 can still be played. Yeah, but I'm looking at this. And if takes, this is the problem with the position. Yeah, just doesn't work. Just doesn't work. Yeah, so I think E5 is a consideration here. Why is that today I'm saying consideration a lot? It's not a word I use often. I'm just overusing consideration for no apparent reason. Okay, this game looks like it's entering drawed territory. E4, E5, knight F3, knight C6. We have a Ruy Lopez. Knight F3. You know what's so funny about? It's just so funny. Italian, Spanish, like really, just a one square difference. Anyways, castles, knight takes, pawn push like a Petrov. Bishop back, knight jumps in. Okay, takes, pawn push. What do you do here? Do we just trade off? Yep. And the rook goes back. This game looks drawish. Is it the drawish line? Bishop to E6, bishop to F4, bishop takes, queen comes in, takes, queen takes. Yeah. Would they just agree to it? I mean, it's symmetrical. The position is like symmetrical, but if we do get a trade-off here, the symmetry is broken, and white has a bishop over. La Verite, you are from Cameroon? Hey, welcome. Who's from Cameroon? Yeah. Deme, and then oh, there's a lot of them here. Nice. Then you are well represented. So if there's any Cameroonians you'd like to see their games, you can always just mention it. Yeah, so takes. It's no longer symmetrical. I mean, I think you'd want to keep the bishop here, but would you like consider doing this? Or maybe we would start with this, and then let's say there's a defense. I don't know which one would defend, but let's see this. No, this is not a good one. Oh, you're also from Cameroon. Oh, then I'm graced with your presence. It's good to have you guys. Good to definitely have you guys with me. Yeah. You want the Hustle game? Hustle did not perform. Wait, now I remember the name. Verite. Yes. I think you were on yesterday, if I recall. I think. Or am I remembering another name with a V? He lost, so he should be down. Yes, Hustle. He might win this one, right? He might win the what? Hustle's games are always crazy. We have another Sicilian. Why? Like, I've never seen so many Sicilians. I have never seen so many Sicilians in my life. Wait, is black? Black looks like black is playing the yellow pin. Anyways. D4 takes. like this line with the knight. Okay. Now this looks like a Grand Prix. Okay. Huh. Let's look at it from Hustle's side. If I look at it from White, I think White is winning. Oh, this is a hedgehog. This is a hedgehog. Oh my goodness. It's been a while. It's been a while I've seen this. It's been a while. As far as I'm concerned, there's this very... Is it here? There's a strange maneuver where you bring the queen to either this square or this square. I think you bring the rooks here. Now the whole point, or now the whole thing about the hedgehog is that you are like... I always used to see the hedgehog. The imagery they give of the hedgehog is just imagine like a pricky porcupine, something like that. So you arrange your pawns all on the 6th rank. And yes, and exactly that's the way it is. It springs forth, right? It's an opening that like springs forth. It's like you cocoon and then you bring out your spikes, right? But the problem with this opening is that it's very slow and it's very positional. What do I mean by positional? You have to know your breaks are either E5 or D5. Those are usually your breaks. Wait, it's either E5. I think it's either the two of them or the two of these. Again, it's been a long time I've played it. It used to be my primary open at the point, but at the time I learned it, I didn't really understand it. So forgive me that if I don't remember. But the key thing is, where is your pawn break going to be? Now, if you time your pawn break wrongly, you are just going to lose the game. But if you are if you really understand what you are doing and you can observe the shifting weight of the position, this opening is just crazy. Like, it just booms, right? It looks like, oh, I'm harmless, I lack space, I don't know what to do. White is so active, so aggressive, pushing in, but it just like, it just doesn't work. Hedgehog. Oh, I used to love this opening. I used to primarily play it, but the way I used to play it was wrong. Which is why I keep saying that I didn't know how to play it. I used to play it very wrongly. Let me fix this guy. I used to play it very wrongly. I can give you the link to the tournament. Give me a second. The problem, I think it's not so popular. Like, most of our tournaments are not so popular that when you go on leashes, you don't get it. Yeah. So I'll be interested to see exactly how this one goes. So we have queen to a7. Yes, I wasn't confident about this. Like, I was mentioning the queen would have to come in here, but the reason I was not confident about it was because I saw the bishop here. That's why I was like, am I so sure? Am I not sure? Yeah, you just have to yeah, you're welcome. You just have to feel for the position. And there's it's so funny. Oh, I'm so happy to see this opening. You have no idea. I remember some funny maneuver with, like, I don't know if it's the bishop or something, but you want to get the rooks here or wherever you feel your brick is going to be the most, like, it's going to be the strongest. That's what you have to do. You have to anticipate, right? And because of the way, the nature of because of the nature of the opening, your opponent is going to have to be, what do you call it, repositioning and maneuvering his pieces, and in doing so, he's going to weaken squares. Right, so right now the d5 square is too strong. You don't want to jump in there, but should your opponent allow you, you would jump in there. They are very difficult, but they are so worth it sometimes. Like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, they are sometimes they are just so worth it. They are just so worth it. Like, whenever I play these types of openings, I actually feel like a strong chess player, right? Because it's not a simple, I have a straightforward idea. This is, let me see if I can take your pressure and punish you for pressuring me. It's so beautiful. Like, oh my goodness. You've never seen a chess player excited about an opening before, have you? Oh, I used to love this opening. I don't play it anymore because I like, as my rating went up, it became harder for me to determine. Maybe now I'll be much better at playing it. But yeah, not so easy. When I was 900, playing this opening was so funny. But now it's a very great, it's like a very nice opening. Very nice opening. I'm always happy when I watch people playing it. Okay, I forgot. There are more moves. So queen a5, g4, rook to, where am I? Rook fd8, pawn push, knight jumps back, g4. I am a positional player. I am a positional player. So you see what's going on here, right? You see the shuffling of the pieces. It's all part of it. Like, you just wait. You need the right moment, right? And your opponent becomes super aggressive because you are not doing anything. You are not doing anything. So he just starts making moves. He just starts making moves. Oh my goodness. I want Hustle to win this just to show how good this is. He could have played h if just to show how good this is. He could have played h a5 a long time ago, but fine. Okay, now you are waiting. The queen has also now shifted, so now he doesn't sorry about the disconnections. The disconnections happening since late yesterday. I don't know what's going on with MTN, but give it a second. I'm waiting for it to stabilize. Verita, it's your first time seeing this opening as black? Okay. Well, it's a very nice one. Like, I can talk a lot about it. It was my, like, I really loved this opening. Again, sorry about the disconnections. I think this is the second time it's happened. It's not from me, it's from the service provider. I think they are doing maintenance today. But I'm back. If you went for a while, I'm back. So yeah, I was getting excited about this opening, and I was talking about how that here he might have to play the move h4. Maybe not. Actually, he can just take himself and open things up. Actually, it's looking bad for black now. Actually, it's looking bad for black now. Unfortunately, you guys won't see the beauty of the position. It looks bad for black. I can't really see a defense. Yes, but it's beyond just that. So takes, right? Your opponent can play rook takes. In that case, he has this, right? Yeah, in that case, he has that. Right? If your opponent decides to go rook takes and you go queen takes, there's bishop takes, the internet is still lagging a bit, then I'm looking at this move. I don't know if this is actually correct. Let me evaluate it and see. Your opponent queen takes, there's bishop takes, the internet is still lagging. This move. I don't know if this is actually correct. Let me evaluate it and see. Yeah, it's actually fine. It's actually fine. And now we see some weaknesses opening up in the position. That's actually interesting. What is going on? Like, what is going on today? Of all these, I mean, the stream has been going on well, and all of a sudden this thing starts happening. Please, I'll be back. If you are still on, just let me know, because this is just annoying. This is just annoying. Give me a second. Let me check something. Are we back? As well, if there's anyone around, just let me know if the stream is back. It shows that it's back here, but I just want to know if it's actually back. Let me reconnect my chat. I don't think I can see my chat. Sorry about that. I really don't understand what it's doing today. because like it disconnects from it, but the internet is still working. I don't know if you understand what I don't understand what's like going on. If it's just a low connectivity, so on and so forth. But yeah, all is well, all is well, all is well. Okay, so we have knight to c5. Wait, what happened? What did we miss? So after the rook comes in, he takes and then he jumps in. Wait, what? Didn't we think it's back? Thank you very much, Verite. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Wait, so why is taking so bad? Yeah, we looked at bishop takes, right? And I was like, you can no, we didn't look at, we looked at if he takes, wait. We looked at this and it said it was good, didn't it? I'm supposed to go rook b1 because you allowed this. Okay, just wanted to be sure. Yeah, so where exactly did he go wrong? Is it allowing the knight in, or is it playing the queen here? It could be playing the queen there. I was at some point thinking that you would want to go like this, so I was thinking like queen here, rook to c8, rook to d8, and then maybe going for this move. This is where I was thinking that the pawn break would wait. The rook can't come in here, so rook here. Okay, then maybe rook here and then rook here, then queen comes in this way, and then we go pawn push. Wait, the queen was not even there in the first place. The queen was here. So even if the queen was here, I think it was still a good idea, right? You could also play the rook here, and then you go like, and then you go this way. So yeah, I think he, again, if he botched it up, it's very understandable. Like you guys were saying, or like Nabri was saying, this is a very difficult position to play if you don't understand what you're doing. But it's not over. +1 is significant, but it's not that over yet. I've seen a super GM mess up a +5 position, so it's not over. It's not over for Hassel. He's just going to struggle for a bit. He is really going to struggle for a bit. Okay, so now we have rook to b8. Okay, so we've been on Hassel's games for a while. Where did I stop at? Did I stop at Wafahami? This is where the game was drawish, right? Yeah, this is where the game was drawish. What happened here? Took, pawn took, and decided not to trade queens. Okay, so we still have, so it's not going to be a dead drawn game. We have some imbalances in the position. White definitely has the better position, or white definitely looks better, right? All the pawns are coordinated. Here we have double isolated pawns, and we have an isolated pawn here. So we are looking at moves like bringing this guy in. We are looking at moves like rook ad1, and maybe some way of dealing with this, or just going straight for active play. So yeah, white is definitely fine here. I think white would have still been fine even if we had this. I think it would have been almost a similar position, right? I was looking at it like this. This is actually dead drawn, but yeah, you would want to keep the bishop versus the knight in an open position where pawns are on both sides of the board, right? So now we continue, and if I see another Sicilian, I'll be pissed off. e4 c6, very nice. We have a French. Why is my engine still on? d4 d5, e5 advanced French, c5, very nice. c3, knight c6, g3, bishop d7, knight e2, knight g2 e7, bishop h7, h3, knight f5, bishop takes f5. Makes sense. If you're a French player, explain this to me, but makes sense, but I still don't understand it. Okay, now we have knight to f4 if our opponent will allow us. Okay, I was thinking knight to f4 to try and target the weak pawns. Okay. These are lines I've not played before, but they are all perfectly understandable. Now, why was I saying that I don't get this move? Well, pawns are on dark squares. White is the light square bishop. So ideally, you don't want to trade off your active bishop for... Okay, I mean, this is also an active knight, so I mean, active is good. But where I do understand this trade is the position is locked, it's closed. So like knights are far better than bishops. So I understand it in the sense that you would take, but then to lose your best bishop in the position, I don't know. Granted, it does create targets for you, right? So that's the point in which I understand it. I'm looking for the one I can actually pronounce. Palavancha, how you doing? Or Meha. Palavancha is safe for me. Let me just keep to Palavancha. Hi. Takes here, and now we have this position. Okay. This prevents the knight from developing here to an active square. I mean, just rook to c1, bringing the bishop back. There are some ideas of this in the future, but it's very like ambitious play. I'm guessing this is a dream French for white. Wow. Okay, I've learned something new. The way I play it is, for example, like we are all learning here. I play it. This is the only way I play the French, right? In the Scandinavian format, right? And mostly you kind of get these lines. Some play c3, some don't, but most people play this for the Scandinavian line. Then you come in this way, you block, you come in this way, and then you either place the knight here or here, and these are weaknesses you target. So this is how I understand the position. You're bad, black has no issues. Okay, I mean, if there are still problems, that's how it is. So that's how I understand this position, right? I understand it to be good for black in that sense, but I don't know, especially with the queen side play. That's where I see most of the advantage, but that's not how it happens here. So g5, bishop back. Okay, we mentioned bishop back, and now I'm looking at this. Will he play like bishop to h6 and then go f4? Because that'll be crazy. If you, for example, do go bishop h6, should I not just play it myself? Nah, that just, yeah. Okay, I go back and then I'm targeting this. That's also plausible. That is also possible. Sorry, I've not had enough sleep. The most consistent thing about me is that I don't have enough sleep. Oh wait, this is not even a scary move. Looks strange to exchange a bishop and then proceed to open the position. Yeah. So you're speaking about this position, right? The position is closed. You trade your bishop for the knight and then you open up the position, right? Feels strange, but who knows? He has a plan. I mean, anti-positional moves are not necessarily wrong, right? They are just difficult to understand. So I mean, it could be the best thing to do. When I was learning about chess structures, when I was learning about pawn structures and all these kinds of things, I was giving examples of games where, of course I don't remember the names of the games, but I was giving examples of games where anti-positional decisions were made, but those anti-positional decisions were actually the best decisions in the position. Why don't we just mess with our opponent and say, hey, you know what, let's play knight here, the pawn is free. That's just me being bad. That's just me being bad at chess. Okay, we just have to wait to see. So this is the current position. Sicilian Ninja, it's been eons, ages, decades. What other length of time do I know? Millennia. How would I rate this game so far? Exciting. In as much as a lot of things have been traded off, the fact that one person decides to keep his king in the center and is going for aggressive play on the king side, there's a lot of interesting things going on here. It definitely has. Where have you been hiding? By the way, Sicilian Ninja, you'll be very happy because from board 1 to board 5, board 4, sorry, every game is a Sicilian. And I don't know why everybody's playing a Sicilian. This whole tournament has been a Sicilian fest, and I hate it. Okay, so let's go to the next game. No, it's not nice. To be very frank with you, the likeliness of Bassem not winning this tournament is abysmally low. Like, I don't know anybody who plays on his level, but there are upcoming names. So for example, the person he's playing, he's actually quite young. I think he's either 16 or 18. I have a video of him on my channel. I did a video of him when he won a certain African tournament. Yeah, so he is an up and comer. Bilal is also good, but for Bassem, like, I think Bassem is like 300 rating points ahead of everyone. Like, Bassem is a different level. Like, he's a different beast. Okay, there are many reasons. There may be many reasons, but the one I kind of isolate is that he has more international experience. That's where I isolate him as on. Again, I don't really know much of his story, so this is my subjective view, but I think he has more international experience. Like, for most African players that I know, or teams that I know, you only see them at the international stage during the Olympiad. Right? Most, like, if you check the ratings, like for example Ghana, the highest rated player is like 1900. Right? So we can, the best we can ever get a player to is like 2000. We can't go beyond that, right? And that we don't have players who can like gain, I don't get what I'm saying. The rating points are very low and the skill levels are very low. So if we had more, like, we could send players more and more to more international tournaments and play against these high level people, consistently competing at the level at that same level with them would boost someone's skill. I believe that I started becoming a good chess player when I played tournaments and played people stronger than me, right? There's something about over the board chess that makes you strong. Like, it makes you stronger than even your online chess. I think, I don't know, there's something about it. Could we see Bassem in candidates one of these days? Now, when it comes to Bassem, like, on an African level, Bassem is a beast. But when you take Bassem in an international level, he's 2600. Like, 26, 27. Like, he could, but the likeliness is very low. The likeliness is very low. The likeliness is very low. Not like it's impossible. Has he been in a candidate? I don't know if he has been in one before. Again, I've not followed him throughout my career, but on that stage, those guys are beasts. Those guys are definitely beasts. Those guys are definitely beasts. I mean, the 2024 AICC, that's this tournament, he just cleared the whole competition. He was the clear lead. I think he even won it before the end. In Africa, he's a beast. Like, I think that's even, no, that's not his name. He's not. Yeah. So I mean, that's my personal. I just think that he has more international experience. Like, he has played outside more against much strong, like very strong opponents, right? And that boosts your level. So that is my view. There may be other things like the coaches he has trained with, or he himself, his understanding of the game of chess, his passion, his drive. Like, I use the synonym there, but there could be so many things. The only thing I think about him is more different than most like chess players I know in Africa. Is, again, I know I'm trying to show you that it's a very subjective view. I'm not trying to give a very from the ones I know is that the traveling is the big deal, right? Most people don't travel outside of Africa to play chess tournaments for a myriad of reasons. Where was I? Where was I? I was in MENA, right? Was it MENA? Yes. So we looked at MENA. And here we go. Any nice book to reach 2200 online? Okay, I haven't read that many chess books. But the book I can recommend, I mean, is most of Jeremy Silman's books, especially his Endgame course or Dovreski's Endgame manual. I think at the higher levels, endgames are much more important because most of your games end up being there. So being able to understand the endgame is going to be crucial for getting to 2200. Right? You can do that. Yeah, it is too expensive to travel for chess. Yes, it is. But I will. Let me look for this for you guys. I have a bookmark. How do I even open my bookmarks again? I'm using Opera GX. I don't remember how to open the bookmarks. But okay, just remind me. I'll look for a bookmark. What's his name? Grandmaster Arthur Nixon. That's I don't know if he's still Gotham Chess's coach. He did. He made an article on chess.com for improving, and he recommends books and videos that you should watch. So I'll look for that and I'll post it. I'll have to find out how to get the bookmarks. Yeah, so that's the thing. So I'll get that for you. I'm not 2200 yet. I'm not even 2000 yet. Hopefully I'll get there soon. And I'm not talking about FIDE. FIDE I'm far from 2000, but chess.com I'm close to 2000. I'm about 110. Yeah. Anyways, d4 knight f6 c4 g6 Catalan type structures. Let's go. Okay, knight jumps in, takes Artur. Sorry. Oh boy, it's only in chess that you have to know how to pronounce names. I was okay with my I was okay with that. Now I have to say Nick sounds. Can you imagine? Oh boy. And in case nobody has heard that joke before, it's a joke. Oh boy. Why would you play this? Like, I don't get this move. Because you allow rook to come in, right? Takes. Knight takes, I guess, is the move here. So this isolated pawn should be strong, but it's not. It's going to be more of a liability than a blessing, I would say. Okay, so let's say knight takes, queen takes. Let's say bishop here. Actually, this is not good. I think just queen here, and then you are losing this guy. Wait, let's so takes here, then maybe we just instantly jump into this. Again, the issues are the same because takes, you might have to play this, and we all see this whole position, right? There's a problem there. What's the level there? I think I read about that. There are some up and coming names, you know. I, for one, am exceptionally excited for Ghana. With Deva Champong, Jeshron, Redam, what's his name? It's amazing I can't remember his name. The national champ, the current national champion. The way I can't remember his name right now is actually very funny. I can't remember his name, which is very funny. And I'm still trying to remember his name. I can't remember his name. I can't remember the national champion's name. What? Why can't I remember his name? Okay, it happens. I just can't remember his name at this moment. Yeah, I'm trying to make a point here that there's a problem here. Yeah, 2300. Nice. You can give him tips then. Oh, wait, is it black to move? No, it's white to move. Yeah. So this is just winning for white. Am I wrong? It's actually good for black. But then why? Because I see a lot of yes, okay, the intermezzo move. I'm not calculating this well. Yeah, because I'm looking at the fact that the bishop comes in and I'm wondering how it can work out. Okay. Yeah. The name is still not coming. I really don't understand why the name is not coming. It's like I can see his name, but I can't pronounce his name. It's funny. It's crazy. I can't remember his name. It's just crazy. I can't remember his name. It's so crazy. It's literally the craziest thing, because it's like one of the latest videos of which I really can't remember. I keep thinking Edu Poku, but I know it's not Edu Poku. Like, what the hell? What the hell? Oh boy. Oh, for the love. Amwako Philip Selikem. Amwako Philip Selikem. Oh my god. Amwako Philip Selikem. I don't know how I couldn't remember his name. I just don't know how I couldn't remember his name. Okay, so let's move on to the next game. I'll look for that game. Gairi Ryan, or Ryan, I'll guess is the name. Okay, so another Sicilian. What is up with the Sicilians today? What the heck is this? I forget the name of this. Okay. Only one person is happy to see the Sicilian. Well, the queen has moved like 5 times, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, even Scandinavian players don't move like this. Even the Scandinavian players don't move our queens like this. This is just abysmal. But in these tournaments, I see awkward ways of playing chess. Like this is not a position you ever see me playing. Right? No matter how much my opponent tries to complicate the position, you will never see me play a complicated position like this. With these strange attacking lines, I just wouldn't be playing them. So yeah, these 2 pawns in the center are very like are going to be a very big nuisance. And Anaya, late as okay, no, actually I'm not late. I usually stream at this time, so yeah, early for when I usually stream, but yeah, late for this tournament. And Anaya is also in the 2000s, but he not FIDE, in case yeah. Knight to e3, queen to e7. Oh, he didn't take. I thought no, rook takes, because I thought taking would disrupt. Okay, still doesn't take. But here taking, or does taking here help your opponent with this? This is actually bad, I guess, despite the fact that you're opening the king. Okay, attacking the weak pawn, but now that knight is really hanging. Knight jumps in. Okay, I'm not confident with the way white is playing. Again, like I said, this can just be theory, but okay. And now white seems to be gaining headway. Oh, that's a nice one. That's actually a nice one. Yeah, that's actually a nice one. Yeah, this position is better than you, definitely. And I should stop calling. I keep on forgetting that you are Johan. I keep calling you Ananaya. Non-Africans are dominating African chess. Oh, that cracked me up. That was crazy. That was crazy. Please let me do my shameless plug here. If you haven't already, you can hit the subscribe button. It does help me out. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers this year. That is our goal for this year. Hustle's game is going sharp. Let's jump into that. Again, if you have a game that you want us to look at, I'll jump into it. Normally what I do is I go through each game individually, then I go back just so that I'm seeing every single game. But if there's a very interesting game, I mostly focus on that as well. But if you want to see a game, so it's not like you are waiting for me to get to your game, you can just mention it and I will jump there. Okay. Yeah, he's been dismantled for sure. His position has definitely been dismantled. So yeah, like I was saying, just hit the subscribe button. If you're on Twitch, hit the follow button. It does help me out. Let's get to 1,000 this year. Wait, what happened here? So we did see this move and then the rook goes back. Wait, I hate seeing the engine. Like it just makes me think the way the engine wants me to think. And I want to think for myself. Back, pawn push. Now we can try rerouting the knight. The problem with bringing this move is you help this knight come in here, but I think you would want to trade your bishop. Maybe this bishop could be like in the future strong, but here I don't know. My point is you want to get this pawn here so that you can transfer your knight to this square. And I think this square is a very good square for your knight. Positionally speaking, I think it's just good because you are too cramped up right over here. This position didn't go on well. D4, but we mentioned that D5 is bad because your opponent has too much defense. I do understand the pawn sacrifice to try and open up the position, but this doesn't work. This just doesn't work. Yeah, it just doesn't work. Okay, so now we have these guys, but I mean, I don't see the advantage to this. We can keep the defense by going knight back. I have to hit 2200 in this year and you make my subscriber count 1,000. What do I think? 2200 on Lichess is quite possible. It's quite possible on Lichess, right? Quite possible on Lichess because I can be 1900 on chess.com and Lichess is about 250 points higher than your chess.com rating, right? Like, of course, Lichess, when you reach like the 2200s, then it starts becoming more closer to your FIDE ratings. Can I do it? I mean, I've been 2000 already. It's just 200 points extra. I mean, I can, but what if I get 1,000 before? Don't you think that would be nicer? Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, so like I said, the knight jumps back. Oh, okay. I see it. Doesn't do much, but I see it. So now we can play pawn takes here. We've lost a defender of this pawn, so now we can go pawn takes. And now we can do what is called space invasion. Again, I don't think you want to do that because once the queen goes, this guy is not under any pressure. Really? Like I have my words change every single time. Like today I've been saying consideration like throughout. I'm just consciously not saying it anymore. I was about to say oh boy, but now I'm conscious about it. Word of the day. When I was in senior high, every morning you have to take a book to assembly because at assembly they give you a word of the day. So they give you the word and they define the word, and in your exams, even if you don't do English, in your exams you'd have to write some of the words and then give the definitions. Imagine that. Anyways, so I am definitely looking at this move. Pawn takes. It opens things up. It actually even makes, like, for example, you can deflect this guy out and then this move becomes plausible. Right. Takes, maybe you want to take with the rook because if you take the other way around, it might stress you out, right? And now you have a target here. If takes, and then it's looking good for black. I'm making everything work for black. Now I think black is still not fine, unfortunately. I was thinking that, oh, black looks okay now, but unfortunately I'm wrong. Maybe it's because this pawn is still too strong. Who knows what the engine is looking at. Okay, that makes sense. Takes leads to a fork. At this point, let's see. 1 2 3 1 2 3. I think he's still fine. Takes. Yeah, he's still fine. Black is still fine. Oh wait, no. 1 2 3 4. No, black is not fine. White is not fine here. You could. Nah, I don't think you would. You could, but I don't think you would. Wait, I'm looking at this. I want to figure out if this works. Oh, look what I'm doing. Yeah, so here. Oh, no, my calculation is wrong. No, but oh boy. How does this really work? Takes again, doesn't work. So maybe just remove the queen, I guess, but still hold the position. Black seems lost in the third game. I'll get to that. I'm just trying to figure out, like, does e5 really work? It says takes and allow this. That's like it doesn't mind losing the rook. Understandable, right? Look at where all black's pieces are, and look at white. White is so close to sacrificing something for sure. Yeah. Third game, Bilal. Bilal. And once again, I make a mistake of starting with the engine. Where did we leave this game at? Wait, is this? No, this is not that game. Okay. Yes, this is that game. F6 was played. We're contemplating E6 first and then F. But here we have F6 immediately, which allows your opponent to lock up the whole position. Right now, the knight is just not leaving. Or maybe his plan is to go this way, so that after the trade, then he's fine. But I mean, doesn't this just allow takes? And if you take, I can just take here. You can always have this guy back. But now you have some very weak squares around your king. Now the knight is going to like jump in. Before we look at the game completely. Yes. I think we looked at that game, but we didn't look at the conclusion to that game. Okay, so the queen went back. Wait, what? This way? Like, what? Bro literally said, I don't want to play with any of my pieces. Like, what is this? Araba. Hey, that's Araba. Araba. Thanks for the subscription. I do appreciate it. We are closer. We are what? 370, right? 371. We are close. We need 629. That was quick maths. But look, like, he literally just locks himself up. Knight has no future. Bishop has a future, but it's not a good future. I crack myself up. Okay. But so queen back is just to play f4, I'm guessing. Yeah. Please, Sicilian, don't let him know. He doesn't know that Araba is a female's name. Please. Okay, so takes, pawn push, obviously. Yeah, bishop d4 check. You don't have a light square bishop. The king just hides on this square. And the knight has nowhere to go. We just go this way. And now your knight is in danger. Yeah. Well, let's just pray that this doesn't backfire on him, right? Let's pray that this doesn't backfire on him. As in, like, the weekend king. I highly doubt this is ever going to backfire on white. Like, this is just the safest position you can get. Like, just imagine something like this, right? Oh, of course, this if he goes back. But I can imagine a position like this, right? It's just like it's over. Yeah. Yeah, so Arba, your yeah, right, he's cooked, as the kids will say. I'm officially not a kid. When you're close to your 30s, you're not a kid anymore. Okay, so bishop d4. I would not consider bringing my king anywhere close to the center. I would just literally come this way. There's no way for the queen to force a trade of queens, and there's no way for the bishop to e4 trade. It's 14 in Arabic. Oh, I see. 14. It's, yeah. I'm trying to see the hidden meaning of the name. So 14, 3, and TACH is. I'm really like them and tak, which is like thanks. White attack is like a dream come true. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is how I wish all my games would go. Of course, I don't play aggressive chess like this, but I just wish my opponent would make moves like these. Please, no disrespect. Anybody who is in Egypt who knows him, this is commentary. I would just like my opponent to lock himself down and allow me to play chess. You know, it's like the perfect depiction of this game is that white is making moves and black is just watching white make moves, right? That's exactly how this game is. White is making moves, black is just watching him, waiting for him to checkmate him. That's basically what's happening in this game. And who doesn't like that? Like, you are the only person who's playing chess. Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. Oh, it's the Tunisian pronunciation of 14 in Arabic. Oh boy, by the time I'm done, like by the time I reach, what do you call it? By the time, let's say I reach 10,000 subscribers, I would be fluent in pronouncing every name in the world. And I might even be speaking all the languages in the world, to be frank. Let's go to Abdallah Mohammed Khalil versus Amdouni Doiba. You like tactical complications, then I hate you. I hate tactical players. I really hate tactical players. I have a friend. I have a winning record against him. I think we've played a total of 4 games. I've won 3, he's won 1. And despite the fact that I have a winning record against him, I hate playing him. I just hate playing him. He makes everything a tactic. And I like simple chess, but he makes every game tactical. Every time I have to play against him, I have to dodge bombs. I have to calculate. I have to overthink. I have to see the hidden meaning in everything. I really hate playing. And it's not that I'm losing to him. I just hate that style of play. It's so annoying. I don't know how you guys can even play like that in the first place. Let's start from the beginning. Another Sicilian. Can you guys quit it with the Sicilian? Fee. Rakotomaru Fee. He's not playing as far as I'm concerned. I didn't see his name yesterday. P is also one of those young and up and coming players. Yeah, he's not playing. Not a lot of people are playing in this tournament. Like, not a lot of people outside of Egypt are playing this tournament as compared to, I think, Ghana. When Ghana was playing, a lot of people came in, as in a lot more varied people came in. Yeah. So this is a Grand Prix. Bishop to G7, bishop to C4, E6, D3, knight G to E3. You know what? Rather than just keep saying it, let me put the reminder on here for like 10 seconds. Knight G to E7, E5, locking the position up. This is what we like to do. It forces yourself to become a better tactician. Well, it forced me to know how to kill tactics in the bud, right? Now, if you play E4, your opponent just tries to piss you off, you just simply come in this way. No Ghanaian is playing, no Nigerian is playing, and now we end your nonsense. I end your nonsense. Or you simply play openings where your opponent has no tactics involved, right? There's nothing tactical you can bring out of this. Or you play positions where your opponent is going to get pissed off because you can't really complicate the position, like the London. You play the Alapin against the Sicilian. Yes, it's a Sicilian killer, right? It just kills their opening, their responses for black that just kill openings. They just exist, right? This Scandinavian kills every preparation of E4. Like, it just kills everything. Yeah. I'm not going to become a better tactician. I'm just going to make their lives a misery. So we'll play the London, we'll not play any opening that gives you any tactical option. We'll play boring openings. That's what we are going to do. If you want to make me suffer, I'll make you suffer even more. Now you have to sit down and play a quiet game. Okay, so now G to E7 and now B4. B4 is very good. Like I said, it blocks the position. The downside of this is that you give this knight a way to develop, right? Mostly you don't want to help your opponent with that. We'll see the knight taking post at one of these squares. Castles, castles. Knight jumps back. I think he wants to play this and then take this way. And there's a problem here. You play bishop b5 and trade in your light squared bishop. Oh, okay. I think that also chills much of the game as well. b4 echoes of an Evans gambit. But why b4? What does b4 do? Is it just for a quick development of the dark squared bishop? Like, why this move? You hate the London, and now we are friends, right? Now we are friends because the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. If I play the London, shame on me. Then shame on me. I take the shame fully. I am a shameful human being. I am the filth of the earth. I hold it. I hold that title proudly. Shame on me. I accept it fully. Fully. I take all that shame proudly. I take it all. Thank you, La Verite. Everybody doesn't like me on this stream, and I'm happy about it, right? I kill everything. I kill everything. When you sit in front of me to play chess, know that you are not having fun. I'm having fun. But I still don't get this move. Okay, but I mean, you definitely take here. You definitely take here. Knight comes back again. Is it like, I don't get the point behind this? I get this, but I don't get it. I still don't get it. Queen comes in, check. Knight jumps in. Bishop takes. Oh, I mean, that's not true. That's definitely not true. How can you enjoy chess and play the London? Bro, how can you not enjoy... How can you play the London and not enjoy chess? Like, everybody who plays against you is getting pissed off, but you are always enjoying yourself. Like, how are you not enjoying chess? Oh, but I think it's a wrong assumption that you play exactly the same thing in every London, because I play the London and I don't always get the exact same position. Yeah, again, this whole continuation, I think you have to be very sure of what you are doing before you play, because look at all the pressure that black placed on the knight here, right? He could have easily lost this bishop, but I think he really calculated it well, and it's looking okay, right? Again, this is going to be interesting. In terms of pieces, white has the better pieces, right? Because if we go, for example, let's say here, I don't know what's going to happen here, but takes here or whatever, at least you have a knight, right? So that's cool. Everybody hates the landing except me. That's a doctor. Oh boy, oh boy. For me, the only thing about that is he had no idea how obvious it was. Like, if you don't understand chess and somebody says he played out of his mind, you think that he played on a Magnus level, right? But when somebody plays out of his mind, he's playing out of his mind for his level. So when you're playing out of your mind and you're playing like Magnus, then there's a problem. You know, he didn't know about that. Wait, have I switched the board? Oh, I jumped. Oh no. Okay, so we had this. Oh, so this is actually what happened in the game. Yeah. So he where I kind of support white in this is that the position is closed and he has the knight. He has ideas of this in the future if his opponent allows him. But on the immediate, like when I look at this game on the like straightforward, I think I like black, because black, everything for black is more instant. But he tries to lock up the position. His opponent gladly opens the thing up. Yeah, you don't take, you can sidestep. Like, oh, you can't actually sidestep. Maybe you have to bring the rook in. He actually opens up the position himself. Can't be crazy, but pawn push is a good idea here, isn't it? Yeah, I would play pawn push. Takes. Yeah, this is not looking good for white. The pawn push hurt him in the end. So will we play this, or we bring our rook here with ideas of bringing it here, planting the knight here, the rook here? Okay, he brings it here. You can still plant it this way. All these ideas still make sense. Yeah, I'll pick black here. Yeah, -1. I'll pick black here. This is very dangerous. You think he played that because he wanted to get the light squared bishop free, but that was not the only way? I mean, he simply had this. Nope. So yeah, he had this here. Then I mean, you still get blocked for sure. You still get blocked for sure. But again, it's like tit for tat, right? So it could be that was the reason, but I have to look deeper. Let's for now use the engine. I don't want to overcalculate here. What happens if he doesn't play this move? I want to make a move that may not solve the position. Let's say this. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, right. Yeah. He was trying to be. I think he was very desperate. I don't think it was just about defending the bishop. I think it was about playing actively and getting the bishop here. I think that's more or less the main reason. That's the main reason I'll give to him, that he just wants to like hold the position. Wait, apparently he missed something here. Ah, he should have gone here. That's what he missed. Interesting. Okay, so this is where we are now. Yeah, this position is definitely looking good for black. What game are we going on to next? Wait, let's briefly check the top game, right? Let's see how Michael Simpson is doing. Sometimes I hope I could link up with Jesse February. but I'm shy in person. I met her last year at the AICC when it was held in Ghana, but I was too shy to speak to her. Oh boy, I have to. If you see me on screen, I look like I'm a very conversative person. Most people, when they see me in real life, they try chatting with me because they think I'm very hyper. I'm really not. I prefer if you don't even talk to me. Right? So I saw her, but I couldn't talk to her. And sometimes I feel like some way like telling people that I stream. I feel like it comes off as you are trying to get something from them, you know. So I don't like doing that. I don't think she knows that I don't think she still knows that I stream. I don't think that she does. But I'm always in her streams as well. But hopefully one day I'll partner with her also, because she's also interested in boosting African chess. But primarily she's with South Africa. So yeah. So where were we? Okay, so after takes knight takes, rook comes in. He brings the queen, and then we have bishop. Really? He believes. Okay, no, that move also. I mean, you could also just play a4 to stop this. You could also do that, right? Does he really just want to take off this guy? No. He does. And some things just don't look optically pleasing to me sometimes. It makes sense. You want to target this, but this just feels optically pleasing to me. Again, optically pleasing doesn't mean best move. That's a nice one. That's a nice one. Oh, wouldn't this be a nice way to end the day? Wouldn't this be a nice way to end the day? And now we are going for pawn takes for sure. Do we actually have that move? Black structure is bad and white has a terrific knight to c4. Really difficult to defend this against the GM. That's why he is the strong player, because I didn't understand this move. Sorry, I understood this move, but I wasn't looking at it. I was looking at it. Again, if I was the one playing, I probably would have played this move, because it makes perfect sense to put pressure here. Anyways, so Michael Simpson is going to have a tough time. 6 is what I'm looking at here. Trying to figure out if there's any in-between move that I missed. This bishop has some very funny potential in the future. Ah, knight. This is a very nice way to get yourself started inside your opponent's position. This may not be good. Again, I'm just talking about like ideas here. I'm just looking at ideas here, but maybe this is not what you want to do. So let's see. +1. Yeah. +1. Nabri is very strong. It's good to have Nabri on the stream. He's pointing out the things I'm not seeing, and I'm happy about that. I learn from these things as well, right? This is sometimes how I learn chess. The commentary helps me learn as well. And when someone is on the stream to explain some of them to you, it helps, because chess books are a torture to understand sometimes. Oh boy. Okay, so we can just leave this here and let's go back to some other games. Hogan 1. Okay. El Nasri versus Mohammed versus El Nasri versus Haruna. Oh, hey, Alapin. Nice. Let's now we are in a French. Now we are playing an advanced French. That's a very quick and nice one. Alright. From an active game to a passive French. Yeah. So this is mostly how I see the position when I play the French. B4, A5, A4. Could he possibly be rerouting here? What? Okay. Rook fe8, fe1, sorry. Castle's kingside. e5. Really? Of course, yeah, it makes sense. Pawn push just locks down the position, but you don't really have any play over here. You could try and build up something, but it would take up some time. To try and build up something here. And you want to be very like to the point, otherwise you give your opponent a chance to defend. So here it's a forcing move. Your opponent has to respond. He's more or less likely to respond the knight to a5. No, he takes. What? Why didn't he just take with the bishop? He has adequate defenders, yes. Why didn't he just take with the bishop? What was he afraid of? Because he's lost the pawn. I think he was targeting this square. Maybe we'll get bishop takes and then we'll get the sacrifice. I don't think the sacrifice works, especially if you trade up this bishop. He still goes for the sacrifice. I'm not calculating right now. I'm just like giving brief looks. How will you do this? Pawn takes, you would want to lead with this first, but then your opponent is going to come in with like the king here, so coming to this square will be a problem. And also if you go takes queen take, it makes sense now. It makes sense now. Sorry about that. It makes sense now because now bishop takes. Yeah, so he evaluated it as a scary move. Takes and now pawn push. Interesting. He's I don't even want to know. I don't want to say he's gotten the pawn back. I don't think he has. Oh, nah, I'm underestimating this player. What? I can't even fathom some of this. Like, I saw the sacrifice, but I saw it only this way. I didn't see it this way, and I didn't even see the follow-up moves. Like, I was thinking, nah, he's just cooked. But this is some serious calculation. To those who saw it and were wondering why I didn't see it, yeah, it's live. Wait, don't we just play queen takes? Wait, what? Don't we just win from here? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Takes with check. Queen takes. Isn't this just winning for us? Now this is just winning, right? This is just completely winning for white. Oh wait, my move is wrong. What have I missed? No, it's not wrong. Okay. But this move is, I mean, this move is too subtle to see. I think this move is just too subtle to see. Yeah. This is just literally good for this is just literally good for white. White is just one. Yeah, that was crazy. Like from here, I was here beating up white, saying that white, I mean, this could have been a mistake, and white just planned something that black did not take full account of, right? I think just in this position, I think in this position, black didn't take account of what white was planning, right? With the bishop move here. And I think this move is him realizing the sacrifice, because if, for example, you tried something like, let's say this, opening up an attack on the queen, I think then this sacrifice I was thinking about makes sense, because now if you take and I take, you are facing the wrath of these guys, So I think it was at this point after he saw knight, which was too late. It was at this point of knight g4 that it occurred to him that, wait, there's something going on, so let me block it up. And you would think that, oh wait, I've solved the issue, but this just comes in. Woo! I thought of the better option. I had the better option here. Yes, very nice, very nice. Sacrificed it. Sacrifice the bishop. Sorry, sacrifice the knight here, and now you just win this. And I was thinking, wait, it's not defended. Like I was thinking here that this is not defended, right? Pawn push not defended, right? Then he just does this, and you suddenly start seeing that, whoa, things are going on wrong here. The knight tries to block the defense of the queen. The queen just sidesteps here, which again creates threats. Takes, and after pawn push here, this is just winning. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, so now we just get a sacrifice. That's what we're waiting to see. Like, what options our opponent going to play in this position? That's going to be like crazy here. Eldin versus El Ghazali. Let's see. Oh boy, there are so many boards. Okay, we have an English. Which, okay, if we got d4, I would have said we've got a King's Indian defense. But yeah. Castle's kingside. Knight jumps in. You can still go pawn push if you want, because this is the same Maroczy bind position I was talking about. I mean, it's nice when it's done, but not when it's done to you. You get my point? Like, when it happens, it's fun. You know, whenever we're picking game of the day, it's always these sacrifice games, right? But imagine being the one sitting at that, like, watching that happen to you. It's not fun, right? It's not fun. You now have to calculate 10 moves deep just to survive, right? That's like, and after spending all your brain power, when you finally survive, you are so exhausted that you can't play the end game. That's why I hate it, you know? So rather than put me in a position where I have to think, I'll put you in a position where you are asking yourself, why do I play chess? Oh boy. Someone's going to see my games and see me sacrificing pieces and is going to ask, what is this guy complaining about? Yeah, but Maroczy bind, that's the Maroczy bind. Yeah. One of the positions I learned, I know that there are lines where you want to go b4 or f4. But again, my memory of it is not so strong. That's an outpost. Yeah, you would want to get to the square. How do we get here? We need to be here or here. Okay, so that's it. Okay. White is looking good. I agree with why is the engine on, but I agree with what the engine is saying. Breaking things up here, taking away the solid structure or the solid hold or the solid bind that white has on these squares, right? That's what you sometimes want to do. Please don't listen to Nabri or Nabri or Nabiri. He's teaching you bad chess manners. Okay, now we can't actually take control of that. Do we now go f4? Okay. We can also go the long route if we don't want to trade off. We can go the long route. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Just for our opponent to trade it off. Okay, nothing here. Okay. Once again, if you have any game you want me to look at, let me know. I'll take a look at it. Like, it's so beautiful to see this. Like, you see so many titled players. It's so nice. There was an interesting game, right? Was it the one under Wafa Hamid? Yes, it was this one. So let's see how it's developed. We left it at g5. Bishop goes back, and then bishop to c5. Knight jumps in. Takes. Anything can happen with the f5 counterplay, for sure. If we are still talking about the previous game, then yes, for sure. Castles, doubles, bishop comes out. The game has stabilized, and now I just like white. Man has no fear. How many of you would actually go for this? How many of you would actually go for this? I know theoretically it's considered good, but how many of you would actually go for this? Like, if you are still in chat, like, how many of you would actually go for this kind of position if your opponent gave it to you? Your opponent can't really do any threatening moves, so you will definitely connect them. But I don't know how many people are like willing to actually play such a position. I've only done it like twice my whole life. I can vividly remember twice I've done it. I can't remember anything more than that. I often don't go for this. But if you do, just let me know. If takes, I wouldn't take, but if takes, I think you open yourself up to this whole idea. Another like line I'm looking prior to this move, I was looking at this because the trade, of course, is good for you. But f1 makes perfect sense. You want to hold your only weak pawn. The problem with that is now your your g1 a7 diagonal is weak. I think white is just winning here. Engine disagrees with me. Engine says it's an equal position. I just think white has chances. It just looks nice for white. Originally, I was thinking that black had play, but now I don't. It may just be drawn. Okay. There was another game. You have to be confident in your position to do that. I guess so. I rarely see it, but like when you see higher level play, you see it. But I rarely do it. Like, I rarely get people doing it. Okay, I'm not going to switch screens. Normally I would have switched the screen, but let's just move back. Let's see if you can see. I mean, you can see how many games. So you can see 4 games here. I want to go and make a cup of coffee, and I'll be back. Okay. Game 21. Okay, let's look at that first, and then I'll go and make a cup of coffee. And please note, again, there's a slight delay, so I see your message like in 10 seconds. The delay depends on the internet connection, so just in case. Is that me? Okay. Yeah, so 21. Cameroon. Zebaze Dongmo Loic Delane. I think I earned a 10 out of 10 for that pronunciation. Zebaze Dongmo Loic Delane. Woo! That's crazy. D4, D5. Bishop F4! Oh! Ah! Oh, my temperature. Ooh, just a cup of water. Ha! Ooh! Oh, that took me by surprise. Ooh! I need to calm down for that. What? Knight F6. Ooh, I'm in love. Please, is your friend male or female? If your friend is female, I'm wifing her up. But if it's male, he's my friend for life. Knight C3. Okay, he plays at Jobava. That's nice. Knight C3, A6, E3, C5. I've been studying capturing on C5 because it's well known that c5 is a way to kind of like shut down London lines, because if you don't take c5 and your opponent takes, you get this boring drawish position. So basically your opponent is doing to you what you do to them. But yeah, c5 is a line I've really learned. It's not like the best, right? There are other things you could play, but let's just say I've been studying, right? Let's just say I've been studying. Okay, that was actually a taunt, right? He knows his opponent is going to do it. It's all about pawn tension. It's all about pawn tension, right? So by forcing his opponent to play pawn push, he resolves the tension. You could argue that that was not a good thing to do, but it makes perfect sense sometimes. I hated playing against him. Such a solid player, doesn't like risks. I mean, is there a crime? I don't see the crime. I really don't. You see the way the tactical player hates us London players? Why? We are the bane of his existence. That's the point, right? We just don't want you guys to have fun, you know? But I mean, chess, Nabi, you have, unless you drop by one of the streams, like when you drop by the streams, you realize that I do play risky chess. I just prefer to have risky chess where I understand what's going on, right? So yeah, this is not looking good for him. Unfortunately. Knight to e5. Oh, he's going for much more future like play. I'm happy to see that you don't like playing against him. I'm so happy to see. a6, trying to stop that whole idea. Funny enough, I may allow my opponent to take it here. Yeah, some would actually just do this and then come in this way. I don't like white's position now. So for example here, I most likely would take. Bishop here is fine, but now that this move has been made, you could actually just come in here. Bishop comes in, you go back, knight jumps in, then you can lock the position, and there's quite a lot of stuff going on here. I mean, if there was any indication to play C, that probably would have been it. Yeah, but now the position is closed and black is just going to unfurl the position. We are going to have moves like queen. Okay, he doesn't play queen, but yeah, this is not an easy position to play. Yeah, very passive here for white. Yeah, I think that's why you wanted me to watch it. You wanted me to watch my opening get smothered, right? Yeah. Now I'm not happy. Now I'm not thanking you anymore. I see what you want. What you wanted is to let me see the London losing. It doesn't change my perceptions. It doesn't change my mind about the London. The London will rise. Like, just pray that I don't become a famous player or I don't become a famous streamer. Everybody's going to be playing the London. Everybody's going to be playing the London, right? You go to a tournament and when they do like a graph of the openings that were played or a pie chart of the openings that were played, you are going to see the London at like 80%. It's not, you know, chess. Okay, I keep calling you chess. Nabri or Nabri. This tournament I think will finish next week. Fridays is when I do my streamer versus viewers, and I always play viewers on Fridays. Friday come around and I'll trounce you in the London. I know you're about 400 rating points higher than me, but I'll show you that the London can bridge every rating gap. So guys, just give me a few minutes. I don't want to switch screens. Just give me a few minutes. I want to make a cup of coffee. I'll come back. I'm running out of energy. I've been streaming for quite a while, so I'll be back. I'm gonna get some coffee and I'll see you guys in a second. I'm leaving the games up. You can type in any games you want me to check up on. When I come back, I'll check them. Peace. Me is back. It finishes. Yeah, it finishes on the 20th. Yeah, I think that's Wednesday. You can't wait to crash my landing. Wait, I'm sorry. I think you typed the. I think you typed it wrong. You can't wait to be crushed by my landing. just word it well, right? Just word it well. You can't wait to be crushed by my London. So where were we? Okay, this is I just posted it, Michael Macaria. I just posted the link. You know what would be so entertaining? You know what would be so entertaining for me? If after all this, white wins. Like black is definitely winning, but what would make me so happy is after all this, white wins. Like, oh boy, I would frame this game. I would frame this game. Next night. What the heck? Well, am I the one who did this? Wait, what? Somebody's analyzing the game? What the hell is this? That's interesting. I didn't do that. That's a London system, but I didn't do that. That's interesting. Who do I think will win the tournament? Basem, no question. Like, Basem not winning is going to be the biggest shock. Like, Basem not winning is going to be the biggest shock. Okay. All I see here is playing on the queen side. That's all I see here. Sometimes this rook placement confuses me. I would be thinking, okay, I think it makes sense because this might not open up. No, actually, I think it will. Like, this is what I am presuming is where like things are going to take place. You know, it's always the biggest question in chess, like, where will you move your rook? Okay, I'll just trust. I mean, I'm on with the same rating as my pal, so. Or the aggression. Like Tito is speaking like he has practical experience of how the AICC is. It's literally it literally seems like that. It just literally seems like that. It just feels like that. It's less of an African international chess championship and it's more Egypt versus Africa. it's so sad. Like, it's really that sad. It's really that sad. Okay. Whoa. Congratulations, you've blocked the bishop, but it's going to take some time to develop this attack. But yeah. The Algerian player is good too. No, we are not doubting that anybody is good. Like, nobody. These guys are good, but Basem is good. Alright. Like, they are very strong players here. They are very good players here. But Basem is Basem. I mean, Basem is Basem. What it might come down to, and I think that's the same thing that happened last year, is that what it might come down to is Basem versus Bilal. Have they already played? Give me a second, let me check that. They haven't played yet. it's mostly going to come down to him and Bilal. Last year he went undefeated. Bilal went undefeated or something like that, or Bilal lost to him or something like that. It's like, it's just, yeah. It's, look, like, they are strong players, but Bassem is Bassem. Like, somebody who has played with like Magnus on the regular, he's a different beast, right? Like, he's a different, like, this guy's 2600. Bilal is like 20. Okay, wait, he was 24 when I knew him, right? It's, I mean, it's a whole thing. It's 2 rounds. Actually, I realized that they play 2 rounds every day, but I will not be able to stream the second round 5 for a long time. I'll just stream for maybe like an hour and I'll be done, or 2 hours and I'll be done. I have to be out of here by 5. These tournament streams are fun because everybody's very interactive, but at the same time they are very stressful. It takes the whole of my day. Hey, what? Are we going to get knight to f3? That's actually crazy. Oh, this game's already done. I'm analyzing it because I was looking at this move. Anyways. Let's see if Hassel has survived. Oh, we have a board issue. But his position has collapsed. He's in trouble. His position has collapsed. He's in trouble here. Okay. You know something I've not done? Oh, actually it's not here. Will it show my WhatsApp messages if I click it? I don't want it to show my WhatsApp messages. Damn it, it will show my WhatsApp messages. I wanted to go to the female section. Or the women's section. I rarely ever drop there. I think I know how to do that. Anyways. What other game? We'll look at this one. How did they get to this? This is the game I was saying was Troyish in the beginning. Why is my name Mason? It's just the name I chose for the channel. My brother and I started the channel, and he is Pen and Mason, and his reasoning is Pen because he's the writer and Mason because I'm the architect. But right now it's like I'm doing everything, you know, and he's in the living room right now hearing me shout that I'm the one doing everything. We just piss each other off like that, but he does help a lot with the journalistic aspect of this. He's a journalist by trade, so I do the coverage and he does the writing. Basically the whole point of PM Chess. What? This was enough for him to resign. Let's see. I thought most people would play here. I mean, it could be just a loss, but I think most people would have played here. Most people would have played on here. Okay, I don't understand chess, for sure. Oh, okay, boy, look at this game. This game is not going anywhere so far. What game is this? We've looked at this. What game is this? I still don't recognize the game. I still don't recognize this game. Adeli, I don't understand that, unfortunately. But welcome to the stream. If it's hi, you are trying to say hi as well. I don't recognize this game. But this pawn is the danger zone. The further this pawn is pushed, the more dangerous the position becomes. Oh, I think I recognize this game. This was the game I mentioned that you'd want to defend this way. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So now the pawn is actually a deadly asset here. This was the game where I was miscalculating taking here. Okay, queen e2. I was thinking of playing this move first, but I want to play this. Why is the engine on confusing me? When the moment you see the engine arrow, you just stop thinking for yourself. So rook to e8. I think the point of this is to just distract the bishop or remove the bishop from this line. Maybe get it all the way back before you try something like this, so that you can reroute your bishop this way, and then you can have a good hold over this pawn. I mean, this pawn could really get pushed, right? Knight jumps in here, rook comes in here. This pawn could become a great force to be reckoned with. This may not be it, but if you can think about it, again, you're allowing stuff like this. But I'm trying to just explain how that this guy can become a menace. It's not. It says minus 0.8, but it might be even more than that. Let's go. There's a problem with this board. Where am I from? I'm from Ghana. I'm from Ghana. Okay. Where do we leave this game at? I know we're on this game. Okay, yeah, this is the game I said the queen moved more than 5 times. Knight jumps in this way. Bishop comes in, yeah. And I'll say knight goes back pawn push. He goes bishop takes. What? Okay, so the bishop comes back simply because you want to defend. If this line ever opens up, fine, we get that. But why didn't he say, it's hanging, so he takes that, but he doesn't capture back because these two knights are hanging. Thanks. These two guys are hanging. This guy's also hanging. Adham Fauzi's game is interesting. We'll look it up. Okay, so it's now, what do you actually want to keep on the board? Do you want to keep the bishop or do you want to keep the knights? So what is my view? I think white is okay here. Black does have some pressure, but white ultimately seems good here. Let me see if engine disagree with me completely. Okay. Fauzi. Oh boy. Where did we leave this game? Okay, remember this game? We had the king to h1, and I said f4 was coming in. He plays g3, preparing f4. Takes, pawn takes. Okay. f5 is also a move. I don't know if you want to play that now though. Queen comes in. Offering the trade of queens, declines. Offers the trade of queens, declines. Maneuvers the knight there. Possibly to play bishop. Sorry, possibly to play bishop to f1, targeting the queen. Messy. Oh boy. Yeah. Queen finally accepts the trade, which is what he wanted. And now, what do I think? Pawn push, you don't take. He's rerouting. Bishop comes in, preparing for if d5. d5 doesn't work though. Bishop comes in, trying to control squares here. One thing White would have loved to do is to trade off these rooks, but unfortunately he can't. Some good squares he can target is he can try and get here with his knight if it's plausible, or if it's possible. How do we get to this square? We need to be here. How do we get to this square? We need to be here. So he could maneuver his knight this way to come here. It's an idea. It may not be the best idea. It's an idea. Knight can also just jump here to deal with this guy. Also a move. Sorry. Pawn push. He doesn't take. Takes. And now we have a very strong pawn. Rook to... No, not rook first. Maybe not. And maybe just simply... Or... Not like a trick per se, but... Allow this, just so you can go here. Your opponent would have to go back. And then pawn push. My only problem is how do we add pressure here? Because we need to be on this square to do that. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is where we are now. So rook d7. I think the alternative and the most clear option is to just go pawn push. Or pawn push and then you try and go knight here, though it doesn't work immediately. The added benefit I think of this is actually no, it doesn't work still. Okay, you could try and come this way. You could. So yeah, it's definitely shaping up. Where is this code coming from? Is it from the coffee? There's also, once again, jumping in here with your knight and then coming in this way as well. These are all ways to like try your opponent here. Then you have ideas of pawn, king up, pawn to bishop to h3 to create targets here. Of course, your opponent can block it like this, but these are some of the ideas I'm thinking about how we can continue to push the pawn. Oh boy. Let's see what the engine thinks about this. Thinks it's an equal position. Okay, so it supports the idea that we should go here rather. Allow the opponent to take so that we can bring the bishop. Nope. Completely wrong. Just to play g4. g4, g5. You play this. The opponent goes back. And now you come in here. What is the difference? The difference is that now if you play pawn push, there's no bishop here to stop you. Yeah, I think that's nice. Okay, so he does go rook to d1. But is this then bad if you go here immediately? It's bad because rook d8 and then what? I disconnected for a second, I'm sorry. Knight d5. Yeah, you could consider it a one move threat. I think your point is that if this happens, check, and then you can win this guy. I think that's what you're considering here. I mean, you could consider, but it's not really that big. Like, you don't really have to respond to it. Like, you don't really have to respond to knight here immediately. So I wouldn't really count it as, like I said, just natural to them, right? I wouldn't consider it a one move threat. There's also, I think, maybe here, I think is another thing you're considering here. That makes sense as well. What was I thinking about? What am I I was thinking about, you can, for example, if you want to respond, you can take if you want to, and then takes back. But I don't think it's something that you have to respond to. The engine is contradicting me, but I don't know, it just doesn't feel like something you want to respond to. It could just be a one move threat. There's not much happening from that move. I keep forgetting that that's fine. Okay, let me just relax a bit. So now his opponent has to find f6, which is easy. I think, if I recall, they should get 30 minutes after move 40. But there is increment every move. Let me confirm it. Yeah, so it's 90 plus 30. Sorry, it's 90 minutes for the first 40 moves. Then they have 30 minutes plus 30 seconds. No, sorry. 90 plus 30, but after 40 moves they get 30 minutes added on. Yeah, that's usually how it is. But sometimes I don't like the double time controls. The games last too long. Sometimes I just don't like them. And mind you, I'm a chess player who thinks a lot. I overthink, right? So I really suck at blitz. But I don't like the double time control. As a spectator, it pisses me off. As a chess player too, it pisses me. Mainly because sometimes in Ghana chess, we can play 3 or 2 rounds a day, which is crazy. You know? Imagine playing 3 rounds of 3-hour chess in a day. That's 9 hours of chess. Sometimes it just pisses me off. There are times I sit down in front of the board and I'm like, why did I choose to play chess? You know? Oh, actually, another thing I didn't see is that targets here. He has played a move f6, and I think f6 is very straightforward. Welcome 7. It makes perfect sense. Oh boy, you're at the point where you just want the games to end. Oh boy. Let's look at the top game. We'll focus on this game. for a bit, unless someone has a different game. Bilal won, nice. I think he won for a while now. F4 makes perfect sense. It also holds it holds the pawn down, it holds the knight down. If this, you are very happy, right? Because now you have pressure on the king side. It can switch however you want. Please, if you haven't, just another reminder, we are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube today. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube this year, at least this month, if we can even do that. So if you haven't already and you're on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. It really does help me out. We are 370. We are about 30 away from 400. And I would really appreciate it if you could help me get there. Thank you so much. I mean, if you are also bored watching these long games, you can always also go to the video section and check if there's any video there that you'd like to watch. I recently did one with the PogChamps, Wolfie Click. You can check that video as well. It was an analysis video. And the Improve a Chess series, which I mostly play 15 plus 10, but recently I've reduced it to 10 minutes. I'm trying to get 10 plus 5, but it's not very common on chess.com for some reason. I sit there for like 10 minutes and I'm still not getting paired up. I want to keep it a little bit shorter, though 15 plus 10 was the original idea, because you can think more and explain your ideas more. I may go back to that, but the last 2 episodes have just been 10 minutes. But if you want the 15 plus 10, you can just go from episode 20 downwards. That's enough of my pitch. Let's go here. I think black is a little bit too much on the defensive. And maybe it's warranted. I see the pin here, but I'm wondering, would this be a good idea? Someone lost on time. If you see someone losing on times, if you see something like this, right? If you see something like this, it's either they've reached the 40th move and the time is updating, or there's a problem with the DCT boards. It's one of the two, right? And it takes some time. It may take like an hour or something, but then it may take an hour or something, but then the board will fix itself and just jump straight to the end, or jump straight to the current position. It's very common. But I don't know of anyone who has actually lost on time. So if you go to a position and it doesn't make sense why the person should resign, right? At least at that specific position, and you think that, oh, there are things you can do, but the time is just down for some reason, that's possibly the reason why. Zibaze, I know you're in a losing position, but please, for the sake of all London players out there, please win this for us. Like, there's no move I can see you playing here that helps you survive. Maybe apart from this. And now you still have to deal with this guy. This is just not looking good for my landing system friend. They all move 22 and these guys are less than 10 minutes in. They have to make 18 moves. And Simpson has to make 18 moves in 5 minutes. Wait, but let me see. 30 seconds per move, 18 moves. He has 9 minutes. So that's 9 plus 5. Oh boy, I know it's 14 or something like that. Yeah, 14. So he has 14 minutes to make 18 moves. The opponent has 18 minutes to make 18 moves. A minute per move would suffice for Bassem. But he's in a winning position here. Oh wait, we didn't see this move. So after f4, we had queen. I think the next move to follow is going to be something along the lines of h6. If Bassem doesn't do anything. Now you can't even really like play this move. You would have wanted to. Oh wait, no, you wouldn't have wanted to. I'm imagining something. Like black is really choked up. That's kind of like why I was kind of recommending this move. But let's see what he does. We sound like rook. Mena versus Khalil. Okay, now this game is descending into chaos. Now all of a sudden, the game that looked to be drawn is now having this. Black has chances. Black definitely has chances. He sees it. Like some of these moves, I really wish I knew how to see them. I really struggle to see. Like end games, I really struggle in that portion of the game. And some moves just don't seem obvious to me, but it's like it's so obvious. Like you saw how I'm looking at creating a pass pawn, but he just like played it, and I don't get the point. Oh, I wasn't looking. I now get the point. I wasn't looking at the bishop. I was thinking that it's just a natural endgame move, but I missed the fact that the bishop is just staring down the king. Now this move just makes perfect sense. But naturally, I do struggle with the endgame. Do we have ideas of like rook here? I think we do. I don't know, rook to that square makes no sense. Yeah, and then you notice that I saw it later on. Let me see how far behind I actually am in the stream. Give me a sec. Okay, so I'm just going to say this statement so that I see how long it's going to take. roughly about 13 or 14 seconds. Because of course it starts from when I started talking, not after I ended talking. So that's about like 12 seconds. Wow, that's actually a long time before you guys hear me. 12 seconds. That's why the conversation is not flowing as fast as you want it to. Wait, this move, I don't get this move. Why would you play that move? I don't get, why did he come here? Is that not just a blunder? I get that I get that the king cannot move, but this just allows your opponent to take everything, right? No, but I mean, imagine if that was even possible, because that is not possible. Because if you were to have gone there, it just doesn't make any sense, right? Let's just even say you come in here and I take here, right? How does this win you the bishop? You know, I don't get it. I think he just, yeah, but it's not a big mistake. Like, I just don't get the engine sometimes. What? I just don't get this, man. But the engine is like, this position is just equal, and I'm like, okay, I don't understand chess then. I mean, oh, rook takes g4. I'm calculating the wrong way. But then you don't have to take it, do you? If I'm not seeing things, I'm blaming it on the fact that I'm drained mentally. That's fine. But this should be obvious to me. Like, this should just be obvious to me. But for some reason, I couldn't see it. So takes here. Okay, here it doesn't make any sense. Okay, so king d4. It doesn't work now after he took the yeah. Oh well. This tournament is like a normal day in Egypt, because it's just Egyptians playing Egyptians here. Okay, we've seen some development. So the knight jumps back here, which I was not looking at. I was looking at the knight jumping here. Knight jumps in, queen moves away, takes, the knight has to move back. Pawn push. I think after pawn push, then we get the knight development, right? This is just checkmate. That I don't know. There's no live video coverage that I know that's going on. These are the links that we're given. The links that we're given are the ones I'm using. Sorry. Okay. Let's see if this will wake me up. Oh. Yeah, I was trying to explain something, right? That the reason why this move is done is to prevent the queen from taking here. Because if you, for example, play takes, queen takes here, you get hit with this. That's why you can make this move instead of defending the guy, right? Because if you wanted to defend him, you just have to jump in this way, and then you have targets, right? Actually, funny thing is, am I correct about this? Oh, it doesn't work here. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's see what's going on here as well. This game was going crazy. Okay, so everything as the engine mentioned, pawn push, knight jumps in, knight jumps in. You can't take because of the fork. Oh, it doesn't work here. No, it does work. It does work. Sorry. If you wanted to come in this way, you would have to go this way. But is that the best move? Just bishop takes and then rook takes, right? You can play bishop takes, and after the king moves, let's say here, then you can come in this way. I think that was it, right? That's not it. Oh boy. F6. Oh, we did get the pawn push. Okay, so take 6 here. The knight jumped in. I think the point is... What? All this I don't understand. I was looking at if there are moves here, but I don't know. Oh boy. Sorry for the low energy, but yeah, that's it. Moves here, but I don't know. Boy. Sorry for the low energy, but yeah, that's it. Oh, not again. I disconnected for a bit. Whoa. Okay. Give me a second. I was checking something. Yeah, so because Bilal has won, he's ahead. So Bassem has to win his game, else he'll be in trouble. He shouldn't draw it. I mean, he's well on his way to winning, but yeah. Oh, he did go for the move I was thinking about, yeah. I'm just looking at these moves. This is the line I'm looking at.